SPJIMR prides itself on its unique selection process, not just looking at marks or scores, but the entire holistic personality of each student. That is the reason you have so many performers, actors, musicians and dancers taking up the management program here. This week, LIME Season 2 is coming to you from the Mumbai campus of SPJIMR. I'm Ankit Vengurlekar. SPJIMR carries that uniqueness into its curriculum and learning methods as well. The institute began as an extension of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan's College in Mumbai's suburb Andheri. For those small beginnings, it has now been ranking in the top 10 consistently for the last 15 years. This institute strongly believes in giving back to society. So all students must mentor an underprivileged child through their 2 years here and spend a 6-week internship with an NGO. SPJIMR also offers a unique program for family-managed business owners. Right in the heart of Mumbai suburbs, where the traffic is absolutely maddening and public transport tiring, the students of SPJIMR are very well aware of the ground realities, the context in which this week's marketing case study lies. The case is from Meu Cabs. After being the pioneer in the radio taxi service in Mumbai, Meru Logistics is faced with a problem of plenty. With plenty of consumer demand, even though they have plenty of competitors to choose from, Meu Cabs is trying to work out the best way to manage this demand. It is debating whether it should develop shallow relationship with customers where everyone is treated equally irrespective of usage, or whether it should encourage volume and loyalty with a monthly pass, or go a step further with a privileged customer program that allows certain users to get a guaranteed service.
We are a transportation company. We operate on a first come, first served basis. Now the challenge comes, do you deliver a deep relationship with the customer and hence build an infrastructure to service loyal customers? Or you say, let me keep a one-to-one relationship which is transaction oriented, but over time leverage it through alliances, through other such efforts where the customer sees value in dealing with Meru.
So the task for the two teams from SPJIMR is to propose a strategy and action plan to Meu Cabs to manage their customer relationships, increase purchase frequency and increase a stable customer base. As someone who lives in the city, the case study and its solution is something that is going to personally affect my life, which is why I'm very keen to see what the two teams have to offer on the topic today. Let's say hello to the two teams that have been selected out of 25 that registered here in SPJIMR. This all-juniors team calls themselves Crizzards or Creative Blizzards. They have diverse interests from photography to social networking.
We have Tarun, a very passionate photographer. He brought brilliant execution and program management skills to the table. And we have Vivekananda, who is very good with his creative ideas. I was good with my research plan, also analysis part of it and the quantitative aspect of it.
This team is an all-seniors team. They participated in LIME even though they were busy with their autumn internships. In fact, one teammate only managed to make it in time for the presentation.
We don't think we have an unfair advantage being senior. This is a case study competition. Anybody who comes up with the best insights, the best innovative ideas wins the competition. The biggest advantage we have is that we've actually gone out and done a primary research. I think our interaction with the general public, like Meu Cab drivers, people who use Meu Cabs, will give us an added edge.
Last year, SPJIMR could not make it to the finals because after the semi-finals, they finished in the 3rd place. So clearly, there's a lot of work cut out for these teams over here. But you know what? Before we get to the finals, let's just first tackle with the campus round. And for that, I have representatives of both the teams behind me on cycles. There is a slow cycle race. So are you ready, guys? On your marks, get set, and go! Foot is down. Game over, game over.
Well fought, guys, well fought. So Team Crizzles wins the slow cycle race, which means they're going in first in the presentation arena. Remember, you can catch all the campus action of Lime Season 2 online. Just log on to limeonline.in. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Other team, they are seniors, we are not discounting them, but yeah, we feel our solution is going to be better than them and we are going to win the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the SPJIMR campus this evening. It's a very interesting case study from Meu Cabs. Two teams will be battling it out to secure the seat in the semi-final round of Lessons in Marketing Excellence Season 2. But before we get on with the presentations, let's say hello to the judges this evening.
Hi, I'm Gavin Diabrio from Meu Cabs. The problem that we've posed to the students here is an interesting live case that we have in Meru on how do you manage excess demand with the suppliers that you have.
Hi, my name is Puneet Mishra and I work with Hindustan Unilever in the very happy category of ice cream and brand quality walls. I'm looking at whether the groups have really got to the nub of the issue and understood what is the basic issue that Meru is grappling with, and then how have they used the concepts that they may have learned in college and manage the real life situation that Meru has thrown at them.
Hi, I'm Anuradha and I really want to know what the two teams presenting today have to say about the customer experience with Meru, because I think Meru has an interesting problem. People want to use it but don't get to use it often enough, and I want to see which of the two teams comes up with the most interesting insights on feedback from customers.
Team Crizzles, I hope you're all set for your presentation. Your 3 minutes start now.
Good evening, everybody. Today we are here to present our approach to the challenge come up by the Meu Cabs Private Limited. Meu Cabs is the #1 taxi service provider in India, which is powered by large fleet and strong IT infrastructure. The challenge that the Meu Cabs has come up is the demand management. And we see this demand management in 3 different aspects. Number 1, improving the customer relations and loyalty. Number 2, increasing the purchase frequency. And number 3 is the fleet expansion and the driver management. After analyzing the critical points in the value chain of taxi booking service, we have come up with a holistic solution. And this holistic solution contains 3 focus points. Number 1, the drivers. Number 2, customers. And number 3 is the systems. Let us look at the drivers first. From our primary research, we found that drivers are very confident on the company's potential. However, they are unhappy with the HR cell and the car maintenance services. And we also found that they're suffering from the high stress levels due to prolonged driving hours. As you're aware, the drivers are the front face of our company. That is why it is imperative on us to improve the employee morale. That is the driver morale. So we have come up with a 3-fold approach, which is 1, driver information system. We would like to propose to use this driver information system during scheduling and bidding of system. And number 2, improve the driver welfare policies, which are similar to the existing housing policy. Also, come up with leave policies, which give structured holidays in a particular year. And number 3 is improve the current car maintenance services or expansion of the current Mumbai pilot service.
Through secondary research, we identify the factors our customers would be sensitive to. Survey and segmentation analysis has yielded 4 different segments. We call them reliability, convenience, basic, and premium. Our target groups are all but premium segment. A broad strategy is to have deep customer relationship strategy, which is essentially loyalty marketing with tactics tailored for each of these segments. We'll go to each of these segments. Reliability, we have points awarded to customers on every instance of delayed service from our end. In convenience segment, we have to strengthen the corporate partnership, also have special monthly programs
This will enable us to provide easy booking options, flexible payment methods, and also guaranteed service. Going on to basic, where the requirement is just a taxi service, we would like to get their goodwill by augmenting the basic services with extra on-demand services like airport, placard service, etc. On the systems front, existing infrastructure like bank booking, payment, and scheduling need to be upgraded to enable all the previous programs. In a nutshell, to recap, the challenge was to have brand consciousness in a commoditized market. So we have approached both customers and drivers to stabilize both the demand and the supply side of it.
We are rejecting customers today. It's not actually a very happy position to be in, because it then spawns, a lot of irate customers. Is the question or the problem that we have about retention of the existing customer base that we have, or is it about continuing to get new customers?
As already mentioned, the key challenge which we thought is the demand volatility. Now, as a company, we can't expand our fleet to cater to the demand which we have, the unmet demand, because we're not really sure if we can actually keep all these fleet occupied. So we had this holistic approach where we focused on drivers so that we actually increase their efficiency as they are our service touch points. Once we do that, we have a stable supply side, and the only limitation would be the capacity increase, which is taxi increase. Now, the reason we have loyalty programs for customer is that will give stability for the demand. There will be a certain amount of demand which will always be there for our fleet. So we can leverage on this stability and expand the fleet. So that was the key idea behind the loyalty programs and also focusing on drivers.
I've not yet understood what you mean by that from a cab service perspective, because the customer is looking for a cab service, like you said. So your loyalty program takes care of your existing guy. What will help in terms of increasing of the purchase frequency?
If we look at the organized taxi segment, it's around 2 to 3% of the whole taxi industry. When we say that we increase the purchase frequency, we essentially mean that that customer is going to come back to Meru. We are not saying that that customer is going to use taxi more number of times, but he's going to come back to Meru. And to talk about few programs like our special monthly program, where we are having a taxi for a particular family or for a company, where we know that every morning this person is going to take our taxi to his destination. So this way, that purchase frequency is increased. That's the objective.
You seem to have done a lot of research with drivers, how they feel, what their service conditions are like, and what they want. You don't seem to have spent that much time with the users of Meu Cabs.
We have conducted a detailed survey of the customers, tried to understand their alignment on few features which we provided, just to get a sense of, to get the clusters out. Based on those clusters, we have identified programs that would influence them to come back to Meru. As we have been talking about loyalty programs, these are the points which would influence them to come back to Meru.
Do you think they don't want to come back to Meru?
It's a market where they're not really bothered if it is a Meru or a easy cab. All they need is a taxi service. So what they want to introduce is a loyalty for the customers. So that was the key challenge which we identified.
When you looked at the way you segmented the market, I'm not clear how you've approached this concept of segmentation per se in the way you've sort of said, basic taxi service. How is it coming out of the understanding of the consumer and consumer attributes?
We have identified few key factors like payment options and booking convenience, driver behavior, comfort, safety, facilities. These are the factors which we have identified. And then through survey, we have got the alignment of the customers on each of these factors. And we have identified that our reliability segment, reliability cluster would be more influenced by on-time service, safety, and security and comfort. So we call this cluster as reliability cluster. And the basic cluster, they are indifferent to any of these factors. All they want is a taxi service. So we call them the basic. And the convenience, they are more, they pay more importance to on-time arrival and booking convenience and payment options. And
okay, thank you then.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Team Quizzers. Thank you, judges. Remember, you can catch all the Lime action online. Just log on to limeonline.in.
There was slight confusion in the way that we understood the problem, which we clarified really well in our Q&A round, actually.
How will Team Bravo tackle this challenge? We will find out in just a bit.
We are very confident. We have rehearsed well, and then we know our industry and our concepts well, so we are confident.
Right, so the second team this evening from SPJIMR, Team Bravo, is here with us. Let's hear them on the Meu Cabs case study. Team, your 3 minutes start now.
Good evening, guys. We are Team Bravo, and this is how we see Meru stacking up with respect to competitors in terms of customer expectation. As we see here, Meru lacks in availability and keeping up with commitment. Based on our primary research, we found out that customers aren't really aware of a lot of Meru's offerings, and based on the interview we had with Meru CEO, Mr. Rajesh Puri, we found out that 80% of the trips happen between home office and airport segment. Based on all these and more research, we came up with a dozen ideas, and we ruled out some of them like franchisee model and corporate tie-up because of non-feasibility for Meru's business model. The remaining ideas culminated to 4 key objectives. For increasing loyal customer base and repeat travel, we are proposing ideas like Meru Kilometer and Meru Gold Club, which will create the required amount of pull effect among customers. We are also offering solutions where we can do real-time confirmation for customers who are making bookings. A lot of customers get rejected because the supply is less than demand. Meru can look at tagging those customers and skipping the queue for them on a case-to-case basis. Meru can also look at customers who couldn't be served despite confirmation by offering them free one-time pickup. Meru is expanding big time. They are adding 100 to 150 cars per month. This obviously requires an increase in the accessibility option. In the 3 segment, in the office to home segment, we can look at having links in office intranet. We can look at giving prepaid coupon to customers of corporate business partners. In the airport segment, we can look at tying up with portals like ClearTrip and Make My Trip, having hotlines in airport, and enhancing technology to give instant confirmation for SMS-based booking. Meru can also give an automated message whenever a customer calls a call center to promote the SMS and web-based booking, as this will gradually reduce the load on call center over a period of time.
Now, how does Meru ensure effective fleet utilization? Research findings have shown that in crowded Asian cities, the shortest route did not be the best one always. And the cab drivers who are experienced know the best route to be taken. We plan to use this piece of information along with the GPS trajectories and create a consolidated set of routes and maintain a database which will be updated regularly and pass the information along to the drivers. This will ensure many benefits. Number one, it will ensure better fleet utilization and better turnaround time. Secondly, Meru will be perceived as a company which is both technology savvy and customer oriented. Another problem which Meru faces consistently is the problem of driver retention. Drivers come, they undergo training, and they leave after a few months. Now, what we plan to do about this is have something called a Meru University, in which the drivers undergo training over a period of 2 years, after which they are given a completion certificate, which is recognized by both government and other travel agencies and corporates. Drivers will see a value proposition and stay around much longer. These are some of the major investments we are planning, and we are given the various cost items, the time frames, and the corresponding benefits. Thank you.
What is the single biggest challenge that you think that Meru is grappling with on the basis of the facts of the case?
We believe it's the problem of availability. Because the fleet size has been increasing with Meru, but not in the proportion as to what the demand is increasing. So there are quite a few times when the customer calls and he doesn't get the vehicle. So this is, we believe, as a single most challenge that Meru is grappling with now.
When you looked at driver retention, how would you link it to customer retention? Because the driver does not service the same customer at any point in time or in a month.
Our customer, the touch point to our customer is the driver. So the experience that he has, apart from the commitment to the times and all the traffics, it's the experience that he has in car is what matters. So most of the time we we had an interview with Mr. Rajesh Puri, and we also drove around and interviewed our drivers. And we got to know, at least for Mumbai, that a lot of people come from UP and Bihar, and they work here for 1 or 2 years, they make money and go back. So what's happening is Meru is training them, and then there's a lot of turnover that's happening. So the quality that is being imbibed in them has to be done every time and again. So this quality is what we have to retain, and we need to have a sustained, stable base of drivers which can ensure that the customer at the end point is happy, so that the interactions are proper. Whatever etiquettes training that we are giving is sustained. So that's why we are planning this retention program.
I find some of the facts that you've thrown up very interesting. Less than 50% of customers get, less than 50% of customers' calls get a booking in high potential areas. Meru asked rejected customers to check 45 minutes before travel for availability. Clearly, while Meru is the first a brand that comes to mind when it comes to call cabs or radio taxis, people are not having a good experience with Meru. Is that what your research is saying?
No, it's not like people are not having good experience with Meru. The people who get the taxi...
People are not getting an experience with Meru. Isn't that what the problem is?
It is. The problem, availability is there. But that is not to underscore the fact that whenever a person gets a cab, and which we believe is like 40% of the customers do not manage to get a cab. Whenever they get a cab, the experience is something which brings them back again and again.
When I call up and I don't get a Meru cab, what are you going to do for me? What should Meru do for me?
Yeah, one other session that we have put up is that when a customer calls and if we get rejected 3 to 4 times, Meru can tag them and then probably skip the queue for them on a case-to-case basis. So if I'm
and they're not doing it currently? No,
they're not doing it currently. And if I'm going to get a call at least in my 3rd or 4th attempt, I'll have Meru as my first option. And that's what Meru wants. Meru has been expanding big time. They are increasing their fleet 50%, 100% every year. So if this trend is going to continue, Meru always want the customer to have Meru as their first option. Only if Meru is not there, they want them to go to some other cab. And if I'm served at least in my 3rd or 4th time, that will make me to stick back to Meru because of the good experience I have with Meru when I travel with them.
All right, let's have a big round of applause for Team Bravo. Thank you, Team Bravo. You've just made the judges' job a lot tougher now. They have to decide which team wins the campus round at SPJIMR. Let's give them a couple of minutes.
Probably we could have slowed down a bit when we started. Because of the 3 minutes ticking down, we were a bit fast when we started. So probably we could have slowed down. And probably we could have given more points to convince the judges for the questions.
The enthusiastic audience at the packed amphitheatre participated wholeheartedly in throwing up solutions to Meru cabs, while the judges were hard at work.
All right, so the judges have cast their vote. Ernst & Young has helped us tabulate the scores. And on the basis of their performances here this evening, the team that will be representing SPJIMR in the semi-final round of Season 2 of Lessons in Marketing Excellence is Team Bravo. Congratulations, Team Bravo. Well done and well fought, Team Wizards. Gavin is going to help us summarize this evening and, tell us what really Bravo did well to clinch this particular challenge in this round.
We went with Team Bravo because we felt that the concepts that they suggested were practical, were usable from a perspective of saying in the next 6 months or in the next 12 months, can some of them be actually put on the ground? The framework was nice, the way they looked at the framework, where they removed some of the solutions that they had initially come up with and said, okay, let's focus on a few things. That was the other thing that was done nice.
It's a wrap here. You can log on to limeonline.in, which is the official portal of Lessons in Marketing Excellence Season 2. You can catch all the action from the SPJIMR campus and every other top B school campus that we go to. We'll see you next week from another campus with another real-life marketing case study. Thanks for watching.
We're feeling really good. At my hostel, celebration plans are already on. I think the differentiating factor was our recognition of what the business case was. The basic problem was about supply and demand and how it related to marketing, and I think we got it right, and our solution pretty much catered to what they were looking at.